Hey guys. Okay, had a little bit of technical difficulty there getting everything started up at first, but hopefully I am showing as live for you guys, and we'll go ahead and get this all started. Now, before we get started, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and get them ready. For the last 10 minutes of the live stream, we will be doing questions. But I don't know about you, but I've been wondering, been thinking about the evolution of Blizzard Entertainment. Now, Blizzard Entertainment has been through a lot of changes. Yes, Meteoroid, you are first, and welcome to the live stream. Um, Blizzard Entertainment was founded in February 8th of 1991, but it was not always Blizzard. Okay, it was not always Blizzard Entertainment, and you may be surprised at the true history of our favorite gaming company. I have been farming gold. So far in the last week, I've made roughly 150 to 200,000 gold. It's not as much as I wanted, but you know, it's a start. And hopefully by next week I'll be having some more updates for you guys. I'll be doing an update video at that time. My next live stream will be 2 weeks from today, so be sure to mark that on your calendar. But Blizzard Entertainment started out as Silicon and Synapsis, if I'm saying that right. And again, changed its name only 2 years later to Chaos Studios. Now, Chaos Studio finally changed to Blizzard Entertainment in 1991. And Blizzard, as we all know, has had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of good games, some games that people did not exactly enjoy, and a lot of expansions that some people just did not enjoy. Okay, my CPU, I have a AMD CPU. It's the hold on, let me see here, and I'll give you the specs right as we look at them. 1 minute. Okay, let me go ahead and bring this up. Windows. Okay, and then type in system information. Okay, as you can see here, obviously Windows 10, we're all stuck with that, like it or not. My motherboard is a AB350 Gaming 3. My processor is an AMD 5 Ryzen 5 2600 6 core processor with 3400 megahertz, 6 cores, and 12 logic processors. The anything else here that I can think of that you might be interested in. It's Gigabyte technology. The baseboard is again AB350. It has right now 36, I want to say, or no, actually, installed memory, RAM, 20 gigs. So I've got quite a bit of RAM. And as you can see, I also have quite a few other little tricks, little things here. But I will go ahead and give you a sneak peek into something here. Let me bring up this PC. As you can see, I also have quite a few hard drives that I use. The one that I install all my games on is the G storage drive, which has 1.78 terabytes. And then I also have the C drive E and F. Under components, multimedia, CD-ROM. I didn't even put in a CD-ROM or DVD drive into the system when I built it because, quite honestly, things are mostly digital now anyway. So, as you can see here, uh, the display is a Radeon RX 580 series. Input the keyboard. Actually, I'm getting ready to use one of my old keyboards that I've had for years, and don't know if you can get a good view of it, but it is a EZ board that is World of Warcraft board. It's one from, I believe it's Cataclysm, if I'm not mistaken. Graphics card. My graphics card is my GPU is a Radeon RX 580. Very, very good board. Okay, I also have a lot of USBs and just a lot of different things like storage. Let's see here, hardware, resources, let's see, components. I have a lot of different things, and I'm thinking maybe I'll do a video on, because you're not the first one to ask, wanting to know what my setup was, and I'll be more than happy to do that. And I'm not echoing, am I? I mean, everything's coming in good, no echo, no problems. Lately, everything's been going, well, about as crazy as it can be. About a month ago, my father-in-law, as you guys probably already know, went in the hospital. He's had a lot of health issues for some time. One of which was he had a stroke. He's been in the hospital now for almost 5 weeks, and he's been, as they say, he's been fighting. You know, he's been fighting it, trying to get home. They have him in rehab now, getting ready to try to get him strong enough to come home. But I'm going to go ahead and hop over to my hunter and see what I can do with it to make some extra gold. What time we're chatting. But let's see here. Okay, now we have right now. Do we have any gold emissaries? No. So that's a no-go. But one thing that I think you guys are going to find interesting, you know, Blizzard is known for big, mega blockbuster games, right? Like the Warcraft started in '94, Warcraft 2 in '95, Warcraft 3 in 2002, and it just kept snowballing. No, I don't just yet. I am trying to get it, but I don't have it yet, and that's one of the goals that I have before Shadowlands. is to get the Brutosaur mount. Because someone was telling me, and I'm not sure who it was, but they told me that there is some kind of a reputation that you can have, and it gets you like a discount on the Brutosaur mount. If anybody knows anything about that and you're watching in live stream or on playback, let me know, because that's one reputation, but I definitely want to get my maxed out on. But for right now, if I go to the Brutosaur vendor, which I'll check out here, it's going to tell me that the Brutosaur mount is going to cost 5,000, or yeah, I wish it was 5,000. 5 million gold. Wrong one. There we go. 5 million. But I am going to look into that and see if there's any truth to the rumor that the Brutosaur mount can be cheaper with a certain reputation. And like I said, if anybody knows, let me know. Be very, very helpful. But with a lot of the titles that Blizzard has had, for example, the Hearthstone, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, etc., when did Activision come on board? And, well, a lot of people don't even know who Activision really are. They think they're a new company that started up and just bought Blizzard out. But they're not. Activision was founded back in October 1st, 1979 in Sunnyvale, California. And is well known for having companies like Intellivision, Commodore 64, Atari, Nintendo, Sega, among many, many others. But when did they become part of Blizzard? That's the question that is that people want to know. You'd be interested to find out, I'm sure, that Blizzard started out with a company called Vivendi Games, which was the parent company for Blizzard, and they merged with Activision and formed Activision Blizzard, which was founded July 9, 2008. I've seen the Brutosaur been 4,500 on with the reputation. Don't know what rep it is though. I'll have to look into that, because 500,000. Okay, I definitely will look into that. A matter of fact, let's do that now, and we'll look it up together. What reputation? Okay. Went from 4K to 5 million and got the mighty Brutosaur. Not seeing anything. I see some videos, but that's just telling you how people made the 5 mil. let's look on Wowhead. Wowhead generally, if it's anything to it, they would be the place to go. So let's take a look at Wowhead. Okay, here we go. Okay, and we're going to look up over a build note. Over a build building up to BFA reputation on discounts have been discounted. Discounted. The price, unfortunately, the price is unfortunately the price. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so apparently here somebody says that the discount on the Brutosaur mount did not go live. It still costs a full 40, a full amount. Now, what I'm not looking here, let me see. I believe I'm exalted with everything in the game. Well, actually, Rajani and Aldum Accord, I'm not. Huh. That is definitely interesting. So, I will go ahead and work on getting those up and see if it gives me any kind of a discount. But for now, it's still showing me 5 million, sadly. Now, to be honest with you guys, I've always wondered, you know, how much Blizzard is worth. And you would be surprised to find out, I'm sure, that as of last year, they was worth $1.503 billion as a company. And, you know, I've had people want to know what I think about Activision Blizzard, what I think about Shadowlands, and my thoughts about Blizzard putting, you know, their 2 cents into the politics in the world and not just leaving it be. But overall, Activision has been a very, very big part of my gaming history. I've played games for more years than I want to admit with Activision. In fact, some of my favorite games growing up was from Activision. And as a 1.503 billion dollars. That's what Blizzard was worth last year, and I'm sure it's only got bigger now. Um, but as a company, Activision, I have no problems with. Activision Blizzard, that's a little bit different. They, you know, as I said, they was founded back in '08, and they've been around for right at 12 years, being part of the company. You know, I had not thought about that. That would be a very good, a very good video, I think, because as you can see, let me bring it up. Um, I have 258 on the Horde that I can bring up, and I think it's right around that on the Alliance too. But for example, the Warlords Death Will, I have it on the Horde, but I don't have the one for the Alliance because you have to pay. I believe they put the price on it at 100,000 gold. Because as you remember, this is the one that we had the contest and the Horde won. So, you know. very interesting back, I think. But would you be surprised to find out that over the 12 years that Activision Blizzard has been in existence, that's when the game started going downhill. Uh, when they first came on board, Rapid the Lich King was, well, without a doubt, one of the best ever expansions in the history of the whole game. Okay, but it was released just a few short months after Activision Blizzard was founded. So I'm not sure if it even counts in this scenario. Now, Cataclysm, which came out a few years later, that marked the beginning of many changes in the game. I mean, things was altered, the landscape was altered, scarred, and while there was a lot of changes, there was nothing that was earth shattering and changes that brought about people leaving the game in droves like they have since then. Okay. But Mr. Pandaria, now I don't know what your thoughts on Mr. Pandaria was. As a whole, it was just not one of my favorites. Um, I'm not a big fan of the panda characters. It's just not me. If I want to play with pandas, I'll, do the, I don't know, kung fu fighting, or, the kung fu panda or whatever. Now, on the Mr. Pandaria, Blizzard lost half of their player base. Well, close to half. According to MMO champions. Every time I start saying MMO, I want to say MMORPG, but MMO champions. And this was the time that Blizzard started to merge servers. And I'm sure you guys remember this, right? Back when they was bringing, this server and that server together. I know that at the time I was on a server called Alexstrasza, and the server was almost dead. And they put my server with another server called Terracar, making it a bigger server. But in the end, it still died. So I transferred all of my characters over to Thrall, which is where I'm at now. And it has a very, very healthy amount of people coming and going. But as you remember, that was when the server mergers started, and they ended shortly after. They not done any of those in years. But Warlords of Draenor. Now this was the 5th expansion, and without a doubt, it was one of the world's worst in my opinion. It had some good points, but it was not my favorite. And according to Blizzard, who at the time was still releasing their subscriber count, it gave a 9-year low. Now take a look at this graph. Let me put it up. Okay, well, that's not cooperating. Okay, there it is. I have 2 different screens up, and one of them was, I guess, being a little slow. But take a look at that graph, and you'll see what I'm saying. It went up, 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 and then around the time at the end of Rapid the Lich King, it started going down, 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 down. So by the time Warlords of Draenor come around and ended, they had lost 4 million subscribers. 4 million out of 10 million was gone. Now, I will say that, and let me go ahead and take this away. Okay. Now, I will say that the by the time that Legion come along, it was desperately in need of some help, and Legion gave us the help that we needed. Okay, Legion gave us artifact weapons. Leveling was a lot more fluid and easy, and we had no shortage of content. Even at max level of 110, you had a lot to do. You could go out, you didn't have to worry about anything. It was just so much more fun. And overall, I believe that this expansion was, well, quite honestly the best one we've had since Wrath of the Lich King. And it brought players back to the game, which I personally enjoyed. Now, Battle for Azeroth, the war campaign, the way it ended, the death of Sourfang, and a few other little tidbits, not my favorite thing. But I would say that BFA has been an okay expansion, just not the best. Shadowlands I'm not even going to touch on yet because I've not had a chance to play it. Hopefully one of these days, I don't know when beta will come out, but hopefully when beta does come out, they will invite me. If they do, hey, that would be fantastic. Hey, Nick Tanner says, finally got my invincible mount today, free 717 runs, checked my stats, and it looks like it took me from 717 for the mounts to drop. Wow. 717 runs. That's awesome, but I mean, I'm glad you got it, man. Congratulations. Very, very happy that you got it. I'm still trying to get that mount myself. It's a very odd, very low drop rate. In all honesty, and not a lot of people still run the ICC. A lot of people, once the expansion's done, they don't want to go back. They don't want to try again. But hey, I'm all for continuing to try. So, what have you guys been up to? Let me know how things have been going with you. I am going to be doing live streams every other Saturday, as I've said. It will be every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and set up the one for next week, or 2 weeks from tonight. Probably tomorrow. Go ahead and get it all set up. Hey man, I fully understand that. There's some mounts that you just don't want to do without. For example, some of the mounts that I've been wanting, and let me go ahead and bring them up. I'm going to take away all the. Okay, personally, I think this one is really cool. That one I've just not got around to getting yet. I've got a total of 7 tickets. I need 1,000. Man, I'm doing okay. It's just been, some long days and nights, and BFA is okay so far. I mean, it could be a lot more enjoyable. I could get a lot more gold. That would be great, but but so far it's doing okay. Now here's one that I've been wanting. As you can see, this is an awesome looking mount. Now, let's see if I can... I mean, take a look at this mount. It is burning. That is totally awesome. This one, I mean, I could get easily enough, but it's never been one. But I can't see myself riding around on a rat. Now, some of these are just freaking awesome. Like this one, I think it looks totally awesome. And it's a PvP mount. This one here, Vicious War Cliff Hook. Take a look at how awesome this thing is. I mean, it's just, it's pretty cool. I like it. Okay. So, altogether, like I said, I have a total of 258 mounts. Let me go ahead and check all. There we go. But what's the hardest mount grind you've had to do? Right now, the hardest one I'm working on is the Brutosaur mount. I definitely want to get it. Other than that, Invincible would be one of the ones. And then, of course, and this goes without being said, be one from Zilgrub. And I know you guys, I don't know if you've been playing long enough to have played back in the day when Zilgrub was a raid, but it is one that I always wanted, and that was the... Let's see if they even have them up. Okay. Here's one that is still in Zilgrub. The Panther. I want it very, very bad. Okay, let's see here. And then this one here, the armored Rizashi Raptor, comes off of the Bloodlord Manticore from the Zilgrub. But the one I always wanted was the Tiger. I've wanted that mount since I started the game, and I've wanted it, and now they've took it off. I mean, you can find it on the black market auction house at times if you're lucky, but the Tiger is it? Have they put it back in the game? Man, if they if they put that back in the game, I would be all over it. And you know what? Just for giggles, I may just run that later and see if I can get lucky and either get the Raptor or the Panther to drop. I've not run that instance in quite a while, but good clean fun. Let's go ahead and see what I can. Oh yeah, the Panther and the Raptor, they are still up for grabs. But so far, I don't know. I don't seem to be lucky when it comes to mounts dropping for me, unless it's one for example, it's a amount, but you've got to do so many runs and you get it, or something of that nature. It's just not something I seem to have a lot of luck doing. But okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. But so, anybody have any questions about my thoughts about something, the game in general, anything at all? And guys, please do be sure to share the channel link with your friends. Let your friends know that I do live stream every 2 weeks, and that it's always on a Saturday. The only time I will ever live stream on any other day would be, for example, there's a special occasion like 4th of July comes up and it comes on I don't know, let's say a Friday. Now I may live stream on that Friday because it's something different, something you know that's not going to be there all the time. But typically, it's always going to be on a Saturday. And as always, let your friends know that you know I do World of Warcraft videos, and I'm very much trying to get my channel to grow as much as possible. As you guys know, okay, let's go ahead and head on down to Booty Bay, or Stranglethorn Dale, I should say, and we'll see if we can't get a run through on this before the live stream ends. It shouldn't take very long at my item level of 434. Heck, I should be able to get through that place in like 10 minutes time once I get there. So, how's things going with you guys? Any anything new other than the invincible mount, which, like I said, man, totally awesome. Happy for you. Glad you got it. Uh, Hopefully, hey, I may try it again. Try again later and see if I'm lucky enough to get it too. Um, where do you find out how many runs you've made in an instance? I used to know, but it's been a long time, so I've actually forgot how to do that. Statistics. Okay. Dungeons and raids. Okay, I may be on to it. Okay, so how do I find out specific? Hmm. not seeing the Lich King. There he is. So, Lich King. Okay. Hmm. Okay, on this character, I've had two Lich King wins on Heroic, on Normal, or Normal 2, on Heroic 1, and on 25 player 2 and 1. But to be honest with you, the one that I've used with the Lich King Barman mostly has always been my warrior, because there's a lot of good stuff there for a warrior. Sorry guys, don't mean to be yawning, but it's been a long, long day. So, how many have we got in chat right now? Okay. And guys, if you want to check out the merchandise, I'll be putting a link in the description. I have shirts, hats, I think a few hats, some mugs for drinking coffee or whatever you might want to drink, that have Hawk Gaming logo on it, some jackets, some stuff like that. And also, if you are interested in becoming a Patreon, I'll probably a link down in the description or in the comments, wherever, once this does go back for playback. Or you can look it up in any of the other videos. As well as the channel does have memberships enabled. So if you want to become a channel member, you can definitely go ahead and do that. Also, and I've never actually got one, so I don't know how it would work. It probably would startle me the very first time it did happen. Super chat is enabled. Okay, so our flight is almost done. And we have 10 minutes left to go. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, anything you want to ask questions about, go ahead and let me know. They definitely should make these mounts fly a little bit quicker. It shouldn't take as long as it does to go from one end to the other. And I see we had someone pop in. Welcome to the live chat, live stream. As you guys most likely recall, the last time we had a live stream, we was having some pretty rough go of the lag, and the stream connection was not the best. I have been working with that, and apparently, according to what YouTube is telling me, I have an excellent stream connection right now, which is fantastic. So, any questions, any comments you guys want to make, let me know. Again, I'm going to definitely be ending the live stream at 9 o'clock, or who knows, maybe a little bit, a couple of minutes later if I'm close to the end boss. But if not, at 9 o'clock it will end. And I do definitely appreciate every one of you that come into the live stream. You join me weekly, you share it with your friends, you tell your guild mates about the channel. I definitely do appreciate that. It helps me out a lot, because my goal is to get as many YouTube World of Warcraft players as I can to subscribe to the channel, and to become the one place that if you have a question about the game, you're going to automatically think about this channel. And as you guys can see, I kind of use this character as a more or less a transmog runner. I do a lot of transmog runs on it. I also do a lot of just raw gold farms on it. And is that something you guys would be interested in seeing? Like raw gold farms where you can go to, like, just farm up a lot of items that are going to sell for, pretty good lot of gold. And then, you would just go in, kill everything, sell everything, repeat, repeat, repeat. If that is something you guys are interested in, let me know in the comments, whether it be now in live chat or in playback. Okay, so we are now getting ready to land and head on into Zulgrub. Back in the day, I always enjoyed this as a raid a whole lot more than I do as a dungeon. So let's just see how quick we can make this run. And let's kick it into some gear here. And definitely when you're farming in a place like this, don't bypass any of the bosses because the one that you think might not have anything for you may be the one that you get the most valuable item from. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we are getting very close to the first boss that that could possibly drop my one of my mounts that I'm wanting. Let's see what she or what he gives me. Now, back in the day, I don't know if you guys recall, but back in the day, this boss used to be one of the biggest headaches because if you died, you could hit a button for one of these ghosts to, you know, bring you back. Oh my, my. Okay, no mount there, but yeah, but this boss used to have the spirit rezzers, I guess you could say, bring you back, and then they would kill you again and again and again and again until it wiped everybody in your group. So it was more of a pain in the butt now then than it is now. Which, you know, that's kind of obvious. It is a vanilla raid. And now they've, and I'm going to say it the way I feel, now they've dumbed it down to make it a 5-man dungeon. I mean, I recall back in the day, you had to have like 20, I think it was 20 to 25 people to go in with you, or you was not going to do this dungeon and get through it. Wrong one. And I'll come back later and finish up all the bosses, but I'm leaving right now. But I want to try to get the next boss to show you guys if I'm able to get the mount or not, and then I will be ending the live stream for this week. Okay, so guys, here we go. Last one I'm going to be doing on live stream tonight. So, wish me luck. And of course, no. Okay, well, I do have multiple other characters that I can try this on this week, as well as with it being a 5-man dungeon. I don't know if you would get loot, but it would definitely be worth a try. But I do believe I'll give it a try again later and see what I can get. For now, guys, that is going to do this live stream. If you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to see a video on, be sure to post it now in live chat or in the comment section when this does go up for playback. And until then, have a great day. Tell all your friends about the channel, about the live stream, and we'll see you next time.